Namaste, children. Welcome back to your English class. We are discussing lesson 1, the best Christmas present in the world. We have completed first part. The second part we have already started. And from the previous classes, you must have understood that the narrator is reading a letter which he got from the roll top desk that he bought from a junk shop. From the letter, the author come to know that it was written by Jim MacPherson to his wife Connie. That letter was written to explain a wonderful Christmas celebration which took place in between both the enemies, England and France. Now we can see the remaining part of the letter which Jim MacPherson has written. I would prefer cricket, I told him. Then we Tommies could be sure of winning, probably. We laughed at that, and together we watched the game. Sad to say, Connie, Fritz won. 2 goals to 1. But as Hanswolf generously said, our goal was wider than theirs, so it wasn't quite fair. We have seen that both the enemies, the Tommies and the Fritz, were playing a football match in no man's land. And this time, Jim MacPherson told Hanswolf that he prefers cricket because it is their game and they are sure to win. Jim says Connie that Fritz won the game, but Hanswolf supported him by saying that their goal was wider than the Fritz and told them that they also played very well. The time came, and all too soon, when the game was finished, the schnapps and the rum and the sausage had long since run out, and we knew it was all over. I wished Hans well and told him I hoped he would see his family again soon, that the fighting would end and we could all go home. The match finished. Their schnapps, rum, and sausage also finished. It was time for them to part with. Jim told Hanswolf that he would be able to meet his family soon, since the war would end soon. I think that is what every soldier wants on both sides, Hanswolf said. Take care, Jim MacPherson. I shall never forget this moment, nor you. He saluted and walked away from me slowly, unwillingly, I felt. He turned to wave just once and then became one of the hundreds of grey coated men drifting back towards their trenches. Hanswolf replied him. That was what every soldier wanted, on both sides. He then saluted Jim and walked away slowly and became one among the grey coated men moving back to their trenches. That night, back in our dugouts, we heard them singing a carol, and singing it quite beautifully. It was still night, silent night. Our boys gave them a rousing chorus of While Shepherds Watched. We exchanged carols for a while and then we all fell silent. We had had our time of peace and goodwill, a time I will treasure as long as I live. That night, Tommies heard carol songs sung by Fritz. Tommies also accompanies them, exchanging carol songs. Jim says that that was a wonderful moment in his life, which he would treasure as long as he lives. Dearest Connie, by Christmas time next year, the war will be nothing but a distant and terrible memory. I know from all that happened today how much both armies long for peace. We shall be together again soon. I'm sure of it. Your loving Jim. Now, Jim MacPherson concludes the letter by saying that by the next Christmas he will be with her, his wife Connie, because both the armies long for peace and the war would come to an end. Okay, children, now you have seen what wonderful experience or incident is explained through this letter. Okay, now we can wind up this session. We'll meet in the next session. Thank you all.